Hi everybody. So I'm still working on Moon-Sun Geo for Euro USD, and just thought I'd bring out this idea that possibly to use the intermarket self-similarity as a leading indicator, and at least allow me to choose more accurately when to invert or not invert, and kind of how to tune up the harmonics. So basically I've got moon minus sun, and I'll very much favor third harmonic, which is close to the 10-day period, the 7-day period with the fourth harmonic, or the fifth harmonic sometimes with a 6-day period, roughly speaking. So that gets me pretty close in the ballpark, and the biggest problem has been choosing whether it's going to be an inversion or a normal setting here. Another thing that I use to help adjust the change of a swing is the rate of change lag selection here. So between these two controls and the harmonic, I've got a pretty good handle on how to adjust the curve for the next week. So I've got 6,000 1-hour bars on the euro going back to the beginning of the year, January 1st, January or so, 2025, and ending at the end of this year, which is actually the end of last week is what my data is up to. So just setting my LBC back, and let's take a look at how that might play out going forward from the first week of October to the present day. So I'm going to hide just to help keep things honest, and hide this and zoom in, and let's see what's going on here. So first step, let's find a good similarity, the first similarity actually. So I'm going to click on Intermarket, and actually let me close that. Backtest, self, and right here click find the most similar historical period in the past. Okay, and that is right under here. Lag 0 is the price action itself, and so here in October it's saying that August 6th was a pretty good match. So let me move this out of the way and just take a look. There is a weekend here that's sort of overlapping with the first 2 days, but let me just take a look at the basic idea here. We've got a low midweek and a high into Friday. So next step, let me bring in moon minus sun. Let me turn this on here. I've got 4 harmonic set up right now, and let me try 5th, and I'm going to invert this. I'm going to move this back, so I'm using a ROC lag here to correspond. Oops, just ran off the edge. I would love a slider that I could have a lot of more control over this, but we'll go with this for now. So coming down into midweek, this could be off a little bit, but let me just turn on pretty good. Okay, so go short here, come all the way down, and then up. So I was completely confident, well, somewhat confident, that the self-similarity was going to help point the way and teach me about whether to invert or not. So let's move along here. I'm going to turn off LBC, move LBC forward, and repeat this process. I'm going to close this. I don't see an erase button there, so I just closed it. Click Intermarket, Backtest, Self. Find this most similar historic period. With the drop down, choose the first one here. And let's see here. So what am I seeing? A dip at the beginning of the week, going up again into Friday. So this looks like an inversion here. So let's see. Click invert. I'm going to align the bottom of this with that swing low using ROC lag again. Okay. And let's turn this back on and see how this fared. Okay, not terrible. Go short, and this would have been a scratch, and then go long, and that would have been a great trade. Okay, but the main point I'm trying to make is I didn't choose normal. I inverted it, and this would have been a disaster. Right? So turn this off, keep moving forward. LBC here. Let's find a new, yeah, I don't see an erase this button and start over, so I'm just closing it and starting over. Backtest, self, the target button, find the most similar historic period, choose the first one. And this is showing a pretty strong down, and my initial idea is to move this back to the swing high. So let's see. I've got the LBC, LC norm set at -1 already, which is the farthest to the left that I can move it. I'm sorry, ROC lag. If I go back to 1, it disappears at 0. On the other hand, it's aligning with this move down here, so let's give it a shot. Turn this back on. Yeah, I needed to come back. See, if I could align this low with this peak here, then this would have been a better curve. So let's take a look at some other ideas for getting this to, let's try close itself. We're getting better. Yeah. but close itself doesn't have a way to move this curve around, but still this is a better solution. This is coming up. Another possibility, if I stuck with the ROC lag and went really positive with it, and then inverted it, that would work, possibly. Yeah. So I'm running into a wall with the ability to, so we're getting close here, move the curve around relative to the prior week. And okay, let's try this. So with this moving down, we want to make that move down, so we're going to invert it. And bingo, that hit it. Okay. So I used an ROC lag of a very high number and then just inverted the curve to try to get the cycle to align to that swing high back there. Okay. Excuse me. Let's hide this again and move forward. And it's important to, I've found, to redo this curve. I mean, this looks pretty nice the way it is, and let's just check it. No. So let's redo this curve by closing this, clicking Intermarket, Backtest, Self, Similar, First curve, so we have an up early in the week and then a drifting down. So let's invert this to make it normal and move this what I'm doing is adjusting ROC lag here. Try to get it closer to there we go, 300. Not exact, but we'll see if how that worked out. Not bad. Okay. Once again, the main goal here is choosing whether to invert or to leave it normal. Moon Sun is quite accurate with the euro, but it does, working with 1 hour bars on intraday, well, intra-week I call it. So I'm looking for the swings from Monday to Friday, the major swing where it's going to happen as the week can end lower or higher, etc. And this has become quite accurate in my mind. Going forward again, start over with Intermarket. Backtest, self, historic. And let's see here. Swing up to later in the week like Thursday and then down. So you can see that right away this needs inverting. We've been on fifth harmonic the whole time here. So that's another thing to look at, but let me just, oh, I forgot to hide this. That's all right. Fourth and third generally works better for me. And how do I know? Well, let's look at the last week. Fourth was like perfect. We come to the new week. This shows that because of intermarket similarity, we need to invert it. Bingo. Okay. I'm going to be looking at gold soon, but euro has been my favorite over a number of years now. I forgot to hide this, but let's just hide it well, I don't need to hide it since I blew that. But once again, let's check it out. Kill this. Open it up again. Backtest. Self. Historic. June 25th. Showing, again, if this was invisible, right here, that we are rising up until right through the week, to late in the week, like Friday. And the curve back here looks good. See how the peak of this curve is hitting the swing high here. So that gives me high confidence that this is going to work out well. And let's reveal. And sure enough, right here. Doesn't get any better than that. Hide again. Close. Backtest. $6.25 again. Okay. Once again, I'm going to well, let's reveal, see what happened here. Good. Hide. Let's just see, the last week we used July 2nd, and so now I'm going to recalculate and see if it comes up with another date. April 22nd. And what's it showing? So a swing low into Thursday late in the day. So now what? I do like the shape of this curve on this week. Let me move it back just a little. Actually, right to the midpoint of this double high here. Also, the fact that this has got a weekend in the middle doesn't help things, but basically we've got a low to a high, and I'm going to reveal and see how this worked out. Terrible. So what happened on this one? I have a failure. Yeah, I guess you could argue that this was a down week, but so perhaps I read this incorrectly. So let me invert it. And we're back in business here. Notice again that just because it was correct on the previous week, that that doesn't mean that it's going to hold up for the following week. And reading this, it's very subtle. Another thing I can do to smooth it out here. I think, or maybe it'll only smooth the, no, it's not, a composite. And I'm not using a composite, so I can't smooth it. But yeah, clearly this Monday peak here into this Thursday, late Thursday low is a downswing. And so I really wanted this inverted. Okay, I've gone on long enough, but you get the idea. And rather than finish the year, I've done that, and it works out right to the end of the year. So this went on quite a bit longer than I usually make my videos, but I think this was an important discovery, if you will, and wanted to share it with you. Well, take care.